Good morning, 27th November, Ashley here. The pleasure of tuning out the negative. How satisfying is it to dismiss and block out any upsetting or foreign impression and immediately to have peace in all things? How satisfying is it to dismiss and block any upsetting or foreign impression and immediately to have peace in all things? Marcus Aurelius. Now you might be thinking, well, the Stoics 2,000 years ago didn't have all the social media, TV, radio, internet. They didn't have all that 2,000 years ago, so it was easy for them to block out. And yeah, you could say all things were less accessible for them. And I've had that conversation in my mind that it was easy for people to remove distractions, but they did have other things. They had many other things to distract them, and I guess that story that we're telling is just giving us it's like a ready-made excuse not to take responsibility for tuning out the negative in our lives. Now, obviously in the modern world we have a smartphone. We can pick it out of our pockets and we can be distracted within moments. We can go on Instagram, we can look at the latest news within seconds and check our messages, WhatsApp, whatever it may be. Then all of a sudden we're going from maybe peace just before we looked at our phone, and then as soon as we start scrolling, we start to read about some negative things, and it starts to aggravate us and irritate us, and when we start going down that path, feeling angry and remorse and hate. So it's like asking yourself a question, why are you doing that thing? And could you actually tune out that negative? In the book, he talks about at the dinner table when you talk about people doing things that you wouldn't do yourself, and how it sort of aggravates you that they're doing that thing that you don't agree with, but you still keep bringing it up. And why do we talk about upsetting news? Why don't we just sort of block out that news? And how do you think that will go if we would block out the news? So for me, I could tell myself at the start of this year, I had the awareness of that. I could feel my body change since I've been doing more self-aware. I felt my body changed when I was reading certain types of news, and I made the decision to block out news restrict it anyway. And social media, came off social media for 2 weeks, WhatsApp for 2 weeks, and just had 2 weeks of just peace, and it felt great. And so it's knowing that that's where peace is. The peace isn't looking for negative things to read about and just keep talking about all the same negative things, complaining about the situation that you're in. And even though your current situation you might not be perceiving it to be the best position, if you keep bringing up with and complaining to it with other people, how do you think that amplifies the situation when we talk about and complain to other people? And is it possible to sort of maybe start to tune it out and start removing it? Last night I got a message of someone who I've got in contact with after a while to see how they are. This person called me and I answered it, and I said I will call them back soon. Then that person sent me a message saying that, oh, you've not changed. It's like an angry message back. And for a few moments I was aggravated and like I went to anger and like who does that person think they are, sort of sending a message like that. And I sort of felt my body change. But then I thought, no, I'm not going to let that person sort of change my mind. I'm going to take control and remove that distraction. So it's all about, as people say, putting your big boy pants on and being aware of distractions and things that upset you, and people, places, things. Go into your phone, you can delete these apps. If you hold on to it for a few seconds, there's a few options. It says delete app. So if it's like, maybe you can do an inventory of your phone, like go through all the apps that keep giving notifications and seeing like what apps are upsetting you, and just be honest with yourself. And yeah, we tend to sort of hoard apps and these phones and notifications, they're designed to distract us. That's what we have scientists working on them, and like that red circle, that notification, it wants your attention. Everyone wants your attention, but it's knowing that we have the power to take control of that situation and not be distracted. But you have to realise you have that power, and you have to take that big step because it is when you're friends with someone, when you've been friends with someone for a long time, and you might have a friend who you've been friends with since school, but every time you're with them or go for a drink with them, sort of talking about the same thing, and where it's the same places they've been, and complaining about the same thing, and you can tell you get upset about it, and you moan about, complain about things, and it's like an unconscious sort of routine. So it's like the only way you can get out of that is reflecting at the end of the day and sort of writing down sort of people who sort of take you down, who bring your energy down, and taking that big step and politely removing that person, or tuning it down or restricting it. And because peace, I'm sure that person will respect you rather than just keep relationship going, that knowing that it's upsetting you. And we like to care for people, we like to help people, but it's knowing that our peace, if we're not at peace, then we can't help other people being at peace. And it's just being aware of that and making that decision and seeing what's on the other side. So be grateful for today. Be grateful for what you have, and find a pleasure of tuning out your negatives today.